Now, CNBC Africa's Bonney Tunya speaks to the Forbes Africa Person of the Year 2016 on improving leadership in Africa. Take a look.
You are the first woman winning this award in about 6 years now. But also you do not come from the business background that we're used to. You're coming from a role that is out there protecting people. Give us a sense of what does this win mean to you?
The win is quite an honor, and what it means to me is that the business sector recognizes the importance of oversight institutions such as the Pub Protector, and affirms the work that the Pub Protector South Africa team and I have been doing in the last 7 years.
Right.
It also says business is interested in governance, not just corporate governance in the business sector, but also in governance in the public sector, because how we are governed in the public sector has implications for leveling the playing field in the business sector.
Right. We're living at a time where there's a lot of conversation about corporate governance and basically good behavior in leadership. Has Africa lost that fight?
Not at all. As I said in the meeting that side, we're the ones who have come up with the King codes. We're doing well in terms of defining the rules, and we're beginning to also make sure that we walk the talk.
Right. Give us a sense of how much leadership plays in business, because at Forbes Africa we cover a lot of financial news, but then business is affected by leadership. After all, it all rises and falls on leadership, right?
I agree with you. It all rises and falls with leadership. However, the important thing about leadership is that it be exercised at all levels of an institution, whether you're talking government or you're talking the private sector. Every person at all levels of the institution has to be a leader, or has to influence themselves and influence the others to do the right things the right way. In other words, it's not just about influencing change or influencing things forward.
Right.
It's also about being ethical.
Mm-hmm. What is the future for young South Africans, or indeed Africans, coming through with all the hopelessness about leadership? If you're looking at the South African political system or the Kenyan or Nigerian, there's a lot of disillusionment that a lot of young people get. What would you tell them?
The future is great for young people. They are already shaping leadership in Africa. I know that a lot of young people are concerned about social justice. Yeah. They're concerned about ethical governance. But they're also beginning to participate in making sure that those things are done, whether it's at universities, at the level of SRCs, the businesses that themselves are starting, and those young people that are in government. So the future is great. There has to be some turbulence. However, it's said that the darkest hour is just before dawn.
Right. You left some very big shoes to fill at the Public Protector's office. What's next for Thuli?
A long holiday.
Right.
And next year I'll be at Harvard, reflecting and working on my next project, which is social justice, because one of the biggest concerns in this continent, and the concern that can threaten peace in the continent, is social justice. And I hope to work with government and with the private and community sectors to ensure that there aren't any left behinds among us.